Hey everybody, this is Femi with Damn Coolers, and this is Black Smoke Barbecue Podcast.
Welcome to Black Smoke Barbecue. We are a collaborative group that focuses on different aspects of barbecue from pitmasters from all across North America. Barbecue is a culture, and we discuss topics, ideas, and the methods of it on the Black Smoke Barbecue Podcast. Our mission is to spotlight those lesser-known content creators in backyard barbecue, catering, food truck operations, as well as the African-American experience in modern-day barbecue. Sit back, relax, listen, and enjoy the show.
All right, welcome back to the Black Smoke Barbecue Podcast, where barbecue is not only the code that we live by, but the culture we embody. And man, I am joined here by my fellas. We got the crew in the house today. Mr. Charlie, what's going on? Charlie, how you doing, bro?
Man, I am happy it's Friday Eve. I am ready for this week to be done, son. How you doing?
Hey, man, I hear you. I hear you on that, man. Always looking forward to the great weekend. So, and we got the weekend before the big festivities week. So, yeah, man, we're looking forward to it. Also in the house, we got our boy T. T, what's cracking, boy?
What's happening, man? Same thing, man. I'm excited this Friday Eve. It's been a long week, and it seems like it just keeps dragging along. So the weekend is upon us.
Yeah, man. It's gonna get here either way, whether we ready or not, right? So we might as well be ready for it. So come on with the weekend. Come on. And you know what? We ain't gonna press our luck. We're gonna get in with our boy Jeff, who's over in Vegas. What's going on, Jeff?
What's going on, dog? Father, how's everybody doing today?
Hey, man, we chilling, man. You know, get through another podcast, getting to hang out with the crew, you know, and love y'all brothers. But, man, I'm trying to get on to this special guest we got today, man.
Yes,
we got
sir.
special guests in the house. We got Femi from Damn Coolers. Femi, how you doing, brother?
I'm pretty good. I'm live here from Gatlinburg, Tennessee. I'm happy to be with you guys.
Yeah, man, I tell you what, we are thrilled to have you on the show and getting you and I have corresponded, through emails and IG and all of that. And finally, we're getting to link up and have a conversation. And man, I'm glad that people are now going to get to see the fantastic products that you provide that I know I've been rocking for probably a good year now, a little over. And man, those products are fantastic. So, man, what you tell us about Damn Coolers, man?
Damn Coolers is a dream come true, sometimes a nightmare, but I love it. It's an outdoor and lifestyle brand that started a couple of years ago. It was actually a school project, and then after the project was over, I just kept going with it. I fell in love with it. So I basically design outdoor and lifestyle gear like coolers, backpacks, drinkware, and then do my best to try to get the word out, get more people to try the products. Actually out here at a trade show in Gatlinburg, Tennessee right now, hoping to get some new customers, hoping to bag some wholesale accounts as we started to get into retail. It's been a long, tough journey, but happy to be here.
Yeah, man, and math, arithmetic wasn't my forte, but if I calculated this correctly, you said a couple of years ago you started this. That would have been right in the middle of the pandemic, man. How did you pull that off?
I'm going through some PTSD right now. It's been we actually started before COVID, as a side hustle, just designing, just playing around with design and ideas. And then at some point I felt, I could do this full time, 2019. And then just went around, actually flew to China, met the engineers I've been working with, signed some contracts. December, started production. 2020, COVID came along, and it just rained on my parade. 3 months 30 days production took 6 months, 8 months, 2 years. So it was 2 years without any product to sell, and 2 years almost going broke. So we just kept in there, and kept with the design, kept with updating quality, and then we're still here today. It's rough. It's very rough. It's a very competitive space in the outdoor industry. But I think we got a good brand, and I think we've got a good product. And
Great product. Great product.
thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Every weekend I'm at a different city doing a different trade show, outdoor and lifestyle show, hunting, boating, um, sportsman shows. I do a lot of gun shows. We do very well at gun shows. So the more I go out there and tell people about the product, I feel like the more you know, um, the more the growth is enhanced. But it's been rough. Still trying to get out of that COVID hump. Hopefully we get out
Yeah.
fully by next year.
Good deal, Femi. I want to say it's a pleasure to meet you too, man. We've
So,
conversed over IG and
yeah,
talked about a few things with marketing and some plans. And I love your products, man. I mean that soft cooler, man, is the truth for real, man. I mean that thing holds some ice and keeps some stuff cold. And I love the tumblers as well. Um,
thank you.
let me ask you this. So from the standpoint of getting into this particular space, you've got two other companies that are on the national side. Um, in terms of getting in there and penetrating that name brand recognition, what was your thought process in deciding this was what you wanted to manufacture, and then getting to the production side and everything else with that?
The first thing that actually made me do what I'm doing was there's a technology that kind of fell on my lap, uh, which is it's the insulation and the core insulation of our flagship product, which is our hard cooler. Um, and it's very different from what everybody else uses. One of the companies that you're talking about, the national company, I guess the Sasquatch company, the one everybody knows. Everybody copies them and uses the same idea, same technology that they use. But we did something very different, and felt like that was something that could differentiate the product, make us stand out. And obviously, with the other products like the cooler that you have, uh, I have a bunch of other coolers myself, and just looking at them, looking at what they have and what they don't have, I just had to come up with a recipe for our design. And the recipe was organization. You know, uh, we got pockets for everything, got dividers, got access. So using that language, using that recipe, we're able to put that in all of our products to let it have the same flow throughout. It's a very competitive space, like you said. Um, every time we go out to shows, every time we try to get into another store, people ask us, "How do you compare to this brand, that brand?" So the more we develop, the more we grow, the more we have to use that brand as a benchmark for quality, uh, marketing, and just for delivery.
So, who is your main demographic? You've been at this for a couple of years. What is the demographic that is the main purchaser of your product?
Um, Pretty broad, from what I could tell. Outdoor and lifestyle in general. If you like the outdoors, if you like camping, if you like backpacking, barbecue. We do a lot of barbecue shows in Atlanta. People like to keep the meats cold before the grill. People like to keep the briskets hot after done cooking it. So, but our bread and butter is hunting shows and boat shows. So I do a lot of boat shows. This year I've been at about 6, 7 different boat shows, and we sell out of boat shows. So um, basically, any outdoor and lifestyle person. And then we started to pivot to everyday use with our backpacks. So our backpacks are good for school. They're good for work because it has a lunchbox embedded in the backpack. So you have your work bag, your gear bag, and your lunchbox all in the same neat package. Like I said, our language is organization. So people travel with our products. People board planes. TSA doesn't bother them with our products. And I've got a lot of people, starting their dam collections. They have dam coolers. They have dam backpacks. And I think shouting, okay, can you make this product? Can you make that product? I get a lot of ideas from trade shows that I go to. So um, It's hard. It's a hard question to answer at this point because we're new. But I'll say right now we're just broad based. Anywhere outdoors, anywhere we can go where people like being outside.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you. Yeah. I was looking at some of the the photos and videos that is on your the Facebook page, and I was like, man, I really want to go tailgating now. Man, I really want to go to the beach with this. Oh, I want to go hiking. I'm gonna go hiking at.
It's all over.
Just make you want to do stuff, right?
So, question. You described a couple of times of how it's been rough. Like, what keeps you going, and what's been your biggest hurdle so far? And like after all of this, the pandemic and different things like that, like what keeps you going?
A lot of things keep me going, but the number one thing that keeps me going is my dad. Dad is my hero. He's a hardworking guy. He has his own business. If you don't know, I'm originally from Nigeria, so I've been in the States about 20 years. So my dad back home has his own business. He works hard. He's just a stand-up guy. And in 2019, when I decided to quit my job, good paying job, quit my job to do this full time, he was a bit confused. But then he was my biggest supporter. He just every time I wanted to quit, he just said, just keep going. Gave me examples of when he started his own business. And then 2021, unfortunately, I lost my dad to COVID. And COVID was the one thing that pretty much almost killed my company, Damn Coolers. I placed orders in 2019 thinking 2020 was going to be a great year. And then everything just went to hell. And then, later 2020, my dad got sick. He's like this pillar of this foundation of my family. Nobody ever thought that would happen to him. He just turned 70. And this kind of guy you think was going to live forever. He just does everything. So I remember a few times I wanted to quit. I was like, you know what? Once I sail out of this line, I'm out. It's too hard. And he's like, you know what? Don't worry about it. Just keep doing this. You need my help. I help you out any way I can. He was like moral support. It was my number one cheerleader. He talked about damn coolers. He wake up in the morning and call me and say, hey, my damn son. Everything was damn. He had so many damn puns. I hear all kind of damn puns at trade shows. Especially Southern folks. They're very fast with the tongue. I hear all kinds of damn puns. That's something that actually works for the product. My dad, this African guy from Nigeria, just damn, everywhere he goes. T-shirts, and he will wear the T-shirt all the time, everywhere he goes. The same. My son did this, my son did that. So, and then he didn't even get a chance to see my first product come off the assembly line. So he passed away January 7th, 2001. The first product came out second week in February, and kind of dedicated that to him. So, and because of that, worse things have happened to the company since COVID. But I just keep trying to persevere. Thinking about him. He didn't want me to quit. He just, besides the fact that he talked about it so much with his friends, he was just very encouraging, and that keeps me going. And I think I've seen some measure of success today in terms of the number of products that have come out. In terms of how people compare the products to the big brands, international brands. And, as a matter of fact, I'll say this while we're on the phone. I had my first big win as far as my first big contract with Do It Best. I signed a contract with them a couple of days ago. They haven't placed an order yet, but in a couple of days, I should get a vendor number, and I should be in the Do It Best network. And then I don't know what's going to happen after that. They have 4,000 stores, 4,000 co-op members. So,
All right.
It could be a really big deal. So,
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Quit.
Yeah.
About my dad, he said, don't quit. Just keep going. I'll help you out. So, I dedicate everything to him. And to answer your question, long and short is, I'm not going to quit because of my dad. He's not here to say quit. So, it's not going to quit.
You ain't gonna fail because of that. You ain't
Right.
gonna fail because of you put your heart into it, man.
Yes, man. Yes.
Man, that's touching.
Yeah, it is.
That's a great story, Femi, and I think part of it too is in terms of some of the guests that we've had on that were passionate about barbecue and then, quit their day job to go ahead and get into it. It's good to hear you kind of had a similar thought process with that as some of the other folks that we've had on. Um, I want you to, if you can kind of expound a little bit on the engineering, because in hearing you and looking at your products, they're really over engineered. And you talked about organization. That's the thing that really gets me. Like the thing that got me, I saw the hard pocket for the phone, and these and how you can basically conform this to be anything you need outdoors. But like even down to the divider inside on the inside where you can divide that in half, but yet you got a zipper pouch on there where you can take something and put it in there and it's still waterproof to go in between there. Talk to me a little bit about the engineering. And did you have an engineering background or
I got a very messy background. My dad's a veterinarian. He always wanted me to be a veterinarian, so he made me go to vet. Like I didn't go to vet school, but my first degree was animal science. And after I got my science degree, I was like, hell no, I'm not going to vet school. That's 6 years to learn how. 6 years, pretty much being a doctor for animals. Like not a lot of money in that. So I just said nope. So I kind of quit that after halfway through it. Got the animal science degree, and I worked. Coincidentally, I worked with a lot of engineers. I always wanted to be an engineer growing up. My first job out of college was putting together production lines for chicken processing plant in Atlanta, and that kind of exposed me to project management and engineering projects. And after a couple of years, I went back home, worked with my dad for a while. As much as I love my dad and all that, that was a nightmare. Family working together is just crazy. Um, Respect to my mom for surviving him for 40 years. But but after that, I went back to school, got an engineering degree, industrial engineering, focused on manufacturing. So I got internships at companies like Gulfstream Aerospace, Plastic Omnium, like companies that did like high tech production, not just designing products, but actually putting them together. So um, I got I got I got a taste of over engineered products, more sophisticated products than what I make. Cooler's just a box, pretty much. Uh, Sometimes when you see something from afar and it just looks so complicated, and you get close to it and you see how it's put together, how it comes alive. Two things happen. You realize how much more complicated it is. You also realize how you know inevitable it is. It's already been done. It's right there. It's been done in front of you. So it's not. This scary looking product just starts to look more like, okay, yeah, that's how it's done. Like if you see an iPhone being put together in an iPhone factory, like, oh yeah, it's been done. That's how they do it. Still complicated, even more complicated, but there's a finality to how it gets to where it is. So that made me a little bit bolder with my designs, knowing my experience from work. Uh, Visited China a few times before this experience. Visited India a few times, and every time I visited a different country, I was always open to the idea of a tour factory or tour plant. Um, I can't count the number of factories and plants that I've been to, from food processing plants to car assembly plants to, I worked at Gulfstream Aerospace in Savannah for a little while. So seeing them put together a G650, it's amazing. And then I worked with General Electric for a few years before I did this. So seeing them take apart the steam turbine, put it back together, that's pretty much what we did. All this really complicated stuff just, one, gets even more complicated, but also gets simpler, because you see the inevitability of this product. So putting together a cooler, and like you said, the divider, the zippers, it's just one step after another. Um, my manufacturing partners fought me over everything. You can't do this. It can't be done. It's too much. Too this. Um, but you know what? Let's just try it. If I, if I was at home right now, I'll show you my garage. I have 2 walls filled with prototypes. I keep forgetting. Another really big thing was I learned how to 3D print. At some point, I had 3 machines running in my garage, just 3D printing coolers and cooler parts. thinking about it today, it was pointless. It was just hard work. It was just, because the design changed so much from then to now. But just going through that process and understanding the innards of a product and the process helped me with the language, with my manufacturing partners, helped me to know what can be done and what can't be done. And I'll say here we are today, still working on new products, the back end.
Well, I tell you what, man, the products that I know I've experienced are awesome products, and one of the things that, my wife and I loved, and we love the backpacks. You touched on the backpacks earlier, and of course the coolers are absolutely awesome, but man, I tell you what, the backpacks snuck up on me. I didn't realize they were going to be so good. I've had, I'm in the wholesale power industry, and I go to a lot of different companies or whatever, and they give us, all kinds of stuff, and we get quite a few backpacks. And man, I thought I had a backpack before until I got this. So every time we travel, we got the big backpack, we got the smaller backpack. So we got them everywhere we go, and people have asked me, where you get that backpack from? And I'll tell them, I'm gonna go check it out or whatever. It's very well thought out. And so I'm wondering, what's the story behind that? I mean, was that something that did you deal with a backpack or something, or see something somewhere that, made you decide you were going to make something bigger and better? Because I tell you, this thing is completely awesome. And fellas, if y'all have not checked out the backpack, you got to check it out.
There's actually a fun story behind the backpack. I always wanted to make a backpack with a cooler in it. I don't know why. That just came to me. I figured, we got a hard cooler, got a soft cooler coming out. You know what? Let's make it a trifecta. Let's get a actual backpack and just, at least launch the company with 3 key products people can select. And it was, I think it was a Christmas 2018 at a friend's house, and we played Dirty Santa, and it was my first time playing Dirty Santa. Don't ask me what I thought it was, but it was it was it just
I can
wasn't
only
what
wonder.
I thought it was. I brought the wrong gifts. And when I got there, I saw the kids at the party, and I was like, "Oh, this is
no.
what you guys mean, Dirty Santa." So anyway, I stole a backpack. It was a really cool backpack. I'm not gonna say the brand because I don't want you buying it. But I stole a backpack, really well designed backpack. It was high quality stuff, very good brand, and I Dirty Santa. I stole the backpack from somebody else, and it was a little kid. He thought I was going to give it back to him, but no. I'm like, this is work. I'm doing research. So I still have the bag today. It's still in my office. It was, I won't say much about the bag too much, but it was a good bag, and it was a template for what my backpack is now. But I added the cooler section, which was very, very complicated. It was very hard to do. The factory, I actually walked to 3 different factories before I got to the one that made the bags, because they all gave up. They're like, we can't do this. It's going to be too expensive. We can't, and they price you out because they don't want to do the work. But luckily, I found a good partner that was able to make it work even better than the first attempt. So that's the story behind that.
Well, I'm glad that worked out, man, because that backpack is pretty dang awesome. It's very well weighted and balanced. We walked all over, some spots in Mexico and in the Caribbean, and walking with that thing on for quite a while. I thought that it breathes well, against your back. But funny story with the cooler portion of it is I had put some beverages in the cooler section of that backpack, and we came back home. And this just happened to be, we were going on 2 vacations that were relatively close to each other. And so I came back home and I had these beverages in the cooler and forgot about them. Opened up the backpack, took stuff out, whatever. We got ready to go on our next trip, got stuff packed in the backpack, didn't even think about the cooler. Again, we took off, went to go and went through security, and they're like, hold up. They pulled me to the side. And they said, you got something in your bag. And I'm like, what do you mean I got something in my bag? And they literally pulled everything out of my bag, had my backpack open and pulled everything out. And they still can't see it. And they ran it through the scanner again. And I'm like, well, if y'all just tell me what's going on here. And they're like, well, it looks like you got some sort of cans or something in there. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. There's a cooler. And they're like, a cooler? This is a backpack. I said, yeah, but it's got a cooler in it. And they're like, really? So I flipped it over and opened up the cooler. And here's, a couple of cans I had in there. They're like, dude, we've never seen a backpack like that before.
True story.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool, man.
To get something more compromising in there.
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Oh boy.
Yeah, man.
We like you to meet Sweet Charlene, the barbecue seasoning created from family bonds that is low in sodium but high in flavor. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or a seasoned pitmaster. Level up your barbecue game with this dry rub that has amazing taste and great color. Go to eddierightbarbecue.com right now and order your choice between the 6-ounce shaker bottle, the 16-ounce bag, or my favorite, the 32-ounce bag, and start rubbing your beef, pork, and poultry the right way. So, in the world of product development, I want to know, because you went through a lot. Sounds like you went through a lot and you learned a lot. What keeps you up at night?
Being broke.
That'll do it.
Trying not to be broke. Like I said, I quit my job in 2019. I decided doing this full time. Pretty much ran empty 2020, 2021. Good thing I discovered crowdfunding. So Kickstarter, Indiegogo, that's kind of how we actually launched, because, people like us go to the bank, you're not going to get anything. You got to run your credit card, So I ran my credit card. Well, I got to start from Kickstarter, Indiegogo, so that kind of kept me going through COVID. And I had a decent size 401k that that cracked open just to get going. And then when things started picking up, I had ran this you dig a foundation, and it's really, really deep. Takes you a while to get up to the place where you start building a house. So I think I'm still not there yet, but I see I got a really big foundation, really deep foundation. I'm not going to abandon things right at the stage it is. I got to build that house on top of it. So that keeps me up every day. I got to fill that hole and build what I need to build on top of that hole. So there's a hole to fill right now. Long, short story.
So let me ask you this, Femi, from a standpoint of, you're going and you're hitting the trade shows, getting out in front of these folks that have expendable income, that are buying boats and guns and other things like that. And you got a high quality product that seems to kind of go along with that, versus someone who may be going into like a Walmart and having a choice between a high dollar cooler and that regular Coleman cooler. But you have people that, that have expendable income that are looking and, picking up your product. How do you find the trade show life, in terms of traveling a lot and the work-life balance? How does that impact you?
The trade show life, I tell you now, it's not for everybody. I meet people here that they tell you about their story, how they started. Like, wow, you left that for this. Like, oh yeah, this is like a drug. Every time you make a sale, it's just like this adrenaline rush. You do bad at one show, you want to make up for the next show. So I'm on the road a lot. I think we're on week number 45 now. I've only missed uh, I've only missed 6 weeks this year. So I've done about 39 trade shows. Got a calendar showing every show I've been to. So that's pretty much um, every weekend, every other weekend. Last year I did over 45 trade shows. Um, that's Thursday through Sunday. Sometimes you have a 4-day show. You're out on the road by Wednesday. So it's tough when you think about work-life balance, your friends, your family, because you're away on the weekends. I don't get to hang out with my buddies as much anymore. But I come back Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it's like my weekend. So I get to relax, catch up on emails, do follow-ups, ship orders online. Trade show life, loading up, tearing down, loading up, setting up, running the show, being on your feet for 10, 12 hours a day, 3 days a weekend. Um, tearing down, loading back up, driving back home, taking back the rental van. It's just it's it's uh, it's crazy. It's hard, and as hard as it is for me, the trade show right now is at least 300 vendors out here, different products, hoping to win new wholesale contracts. I mean, they have it worse than I do, worse and better, because they make the money back from the show. But it's just a lot of work, and you got to be physically fit to do it, and you just got to be mentally ready to take an L sometimes, take a loss sometimes, and then just let that motivate you to the next win. Because it's like a game sometimes. Who am I going to meet today? What kind of people am I going to meet? I'm in a different city. What's the demographics like? Is it the start of the month, or the end of the month? Ready to spend money? Is it a gun show where people spending thousands on guns, or is it like a gift shop where people spending 10, $20 on trinkets? Or is it a boat show where people are pretty much phoning their accountants? Can I afford this boat? Things like that. So it's a mix. It's not always about um, like the boat shows. Sometimes are really hard to sell because people come there trying to spend $200,000-$300,000 on a boat. Boat has a refrigerator in it bigger than your house, what you have in your house. So they're not thinking about coolers. So you have to make that pitch. You're ready to let them know, okay, you have a lot of money, but you may need this too. Um, People always compare products to that other brand, so you gotta be ready to tell people. I've learned the best ways to tell people how we compare to that brand. Learn what not to say. Um, Sometimes I identify myself as a sales rep. I am a sales rep. Sometimes, based on my uh, understanding of the product, understanding of the industry, asking, you own this company, your partner, do you do something? So it's always a balance in that because sometimes people know you own the company, they don't want to buy from you. Sometimes people know you own the company, they're like, wow, I want to buy two more. So it's a balancing act. I'm still learning every day. So, but it's a tough life.
That sounds tough, man. And I know you're a small company, so like I'm just curious, like what is the head count? I mean, how many people are in the company right now?
It's just me doing most of the work right now. I wear all the hats, but I have two interns help me with social media. Uh, College students, one of them just graduated. So try to get a new intern every 6 months, cycle them out. But they come with fresh ideas. They're a lot younger than me, so they understand the social media platforms better than me. I got into TikTok because of one of my interns a couple of years ago because I didn't know anything about TikTok. So because doing design, doing engineering, doing sales, it's a different part of your brain than sitting on posting on IG, Facebook, and all that. That's a different part. That's a different world. So you got to be in the right mindset to do that. So sometimes I vent that out to pay contractors or I let my interns do it. But for now, as far as actual staff, it's really just me. Hoping that changes soon.
Yeah, man. I definitely, I know I'm pulling for you. I support you. You did the Kickstart program for the tumblers, and I gotta tell you, I got one every color. We were talking about that on the pod last.
Remember that?
Yeah, I got one in every color, both sizes, and I'm like, man, I love these things. So what's I find to be for me unique on it is the shape. The shape is a little different than all the other, insulated tumblers and stuff you see out there. Yours has that shape. And for me, it's kind of funny because, I joke with, one of my boys and stuff are over here and we're over here making drinks or whatever. And they got their little whatevers. And I pull this damn tumbler out and I'm like, yeah, this is for grown men. Grown men hold this one because it's got that size to it. It's got that shape to it. That's for them little dainty hands over there, Man, where you get that from? I said, oh, dude, this is from Damn Coolers. Man, I've never seen that before. That's pretty cool. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, you got to check him out. You got to check him out. So, dude, I love the tumblers, and so I am curious how, what was the thought process in that, in making that, where it was, a different design as far as the shape on it and everything, different size on it than some of the other ones, and the way the lid snaps back and all that. Like, what was the thought process in putting that together?
For the drinkware, I gotta be honest, that's actually not my original design. I was trying to bring on drinkware for a long time just to support the brand. I'm actually working on a design of my own, which will require me to invest in a mold. This one, somebody I met, one of my manufacturing partners, you know, I asked him, people that make tumblers, I need to get a good, unique looking tumbler. And he put me onto somebody, factory nearby his, and they had a nice selection. So I pretty much picked the least common design that was unique. I like everything you said about it. I thought about that too when I made that choice. So we're working on our own designs, something more original that will stand out. But that's not original.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, man, I absolutely love those tumblers. And I've got some here in the studio, and I've got some for, like I said, when the fellas come over and they want to get a little drink on, I'm like, okay, you can borrow my man cup here for a little bit, but you don't walk out the house with it. So, but man, just curious, what are some new things? You just said you're gonna be coming up with your own design on your tumbler, but what are some new innovative products that people that are getting to know Damn Cooler, what should they be looking for coming from you?
Our best-selling line right now is actually soft-sided coolers. So we came out with brand new colors early in the fall, and those have been doing very, very well. I've got some behind me right now, so they'll be on display for the show. The camel color does really well, but so we have two sizes, and at the show, one thing people always ask for is like, do you have a smaller size, like a lunchbox size? So I actually have some samples in the truck. They'll be on display tomorrow, but well, we should be having that out in the spring. So a new product to be a lunchbox. It's got the same design language as the soft-sided coolers, but then it's a lot smaller. Small enough for a small picnic, tailgating activity, or perfect for a lunchbox. I worked around a lot of blue collar people, and that'll be our next product. And then um, we're trying to work on branching into travel accessories, uh, like a rough tumble duffel bag, and just some travel gear. Some things that have the same. I don't want to reveal too much, but things that have the same damn coolest feel to it, but then made for TSA. So you wouldn't have that problem you had with that TSA adventure because it'll be made for travel. Those are the next two things we're kind of working on. Like I said, our original drinkware. So we got some designs we're playing with.
Good deal. Good deal. Femi, where do you see Damn Coolers going in the next 5 years?
I live week to week, trade show to trade show. So thinking 5 years ahead is makes my head hurt right now. So, but definitely, you know, maybe two, three times the product selection we have right now. Uh, if this do it best contract works out, I hope to build a relationship with them, a long lasting relationship, and hopefully get into more co-ops and more stores like that. And definitely want to have a team, like a real team. I've been doing it myself for too long, so I want to have a front office. I want to have a small warehouse. I want to have a team, run them for a while, and I think I can do that within the next 5 years. That will put the company in a perfect position to become a national brand. Uh, we're not even a regional brand right now, just like a novelty brand. So getting to do it best, probably make us a regional brand. Next 5 years, if I can get together a team, uh, that will be on track to be a national brand. You know, whatever the heart feels after that, that those are the steps that I want to take over. Complete product launches, get a team, try to go for natural.
What is your favorite color that you've picked for the backpacks? Because I love those variety of colors. What is your favorite?
Um, the I mean the black. It's very sleek. Um, it hides dirt very well. You know, I like the black backpack. Um, yeah, that would be my favorite color. Black, very simple. Black is beautiful.
Now, you're right. You're right about that.
Yeah, you can say
for
that
sure.
again. Yeah.
Say it louder for the people in the back. Now, my last question for right now is, what do you put in your backpack?
My backpack. I've got my marketing documents, marketing material. I always carry that when I go to trade shows. And then in the cooler section, I don't always have food in there. I have my card reader, cables, basically any junk that I don't want to put in the main backpack. I just throw it back there. When I travel, my wallet is back there, my passport is back there, my watches, my jewelry, I put them back there because, like you said, TSA couldn't even find it. So they put it through the scanner a few times. They couldn't figure out what was back there. So it's a good security bag back in that pouch. So when I travel, I throw everything back there. You know, everything that could be stolen. Regular, I just keep my gadgets, my cables. I got a couple of I got a Pepsi can and granola bar there right now. Cool section. That's
Right. Very versatile. I like that.
Well, you know the jig is up now, man. You on the Black Smoke Barbecue podcast, so everybody's gonna know about that little cooler in the back of the backpack now.
yeah.
Ain't gonna be no hiding stuff from anybody now. Hey, I heard about this on Black Smoke. Dang it, there's a cooler in here somewhere.
Just gotta find it. Where is it?
Absolutely. But hey, you know what? You know that question was asked about 5 years from now. Where are you gonna be? And I'm telling you where I can see you at. Because I'm gonna see you as the main sponsor of the Black Smoke Barbecue Festival and extravaganza. It's gonna be damn coolers everywhere and tumblers and all that floating around, and my man Femi just gonna be rolling around having a good time, man, and being able to relax.
Amen. Amen to that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. Well, fellas, we got any more questions for Femi? I know my man is actually at the trade show and working, and I feel like, man, we probably keeping you from making some money right now.
Don't want to do that.
Show actually starts tomorrow, so today's just setup day. So I'm just
Okay.
hours I'll be done setting up.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a question. What does the typical day look like being at a trade show for people who might not have ever been to one?
The trade shows that I try to go to are more industry specific. So, like I said, gun shows, hunting, camping shows, boat shows, fishing shows, in the fishing season early in the year. So basically, you come to a show, you lease a spot, 10 by 10 spot, 10 by 20, depending on how much room you need. You meet like-minded vendors, like when I go to the typical shows that I just talked about. Usually the only cooler brand or one or two cooler brands. You see representatives of the other national brands there sometimes, and then you see other products, bows and arrows, gun accessories, any piece of product you can think about when you go outdoors, like hunting, barbecue equipment. They all have representatives of the show. So the attendees for the show are like-minded people, like the outdoors, like barbecuing, they like grilling, they like boating, they like fishing, they like to run, do anything outside, anything that involves the outdoors. So they come there with an understanding of the brands, understanding of what it takes to use these products. So as a matter of fact, some of my later designs has come from meeting customers at shows. They just keep coming up with great ideas, and then some of we're in about 20 stores right now, and some of the retailers walked up to me and said, "Hey, I see a lot of people walking around your coolers. I'd like to try you out. I tried all the brands out, but let me try you out." So it's a very wide range of experiences. people very specific to that industry that understand the product, so they know what questions to ask. And, I learn from them a lot. And then the show gives you that word of mouth, um, street cred, in the industry. So, yeah, I bought
Right.
this from
Yeah.
this guy on the show. He's a good sales rep. Blah blah blah. Or some like, oh yeah, I met the owner of this company. I bought the product from him. Cool guy. Try him out. So um, it's a lot of fun. And I made a lot of friends that are vendors too, that just like me, that started their own company and then they do trade shows or trying to grow their own company. Met people from as far as California, Canada, South Africa, that actually come to the shows with their own product line, trying to get into the U.S. market. So you learn a lot from people, and it's it's the same, but it's different all the time.
Man, I hear that. I hear that. Well, Femi, man, like I said, I know you're a busy man, and we really do appreciate you for popping on and hanging out with the Black Smoke crew today. So do me a favor, man, and for those people out there that are now interested in damn coolers, don't know where they've been, but hey, let everybody know where they can find your products at.
Just go to the website www.damcoolers.com, DAMCOOLERS. If you go to the website, click on our stores. We're in a couple of stores in the Atlanta area, South Carolina, and Alabama. And we're hoping to grow into more stores. Hopefully, see some more stores next year. But the website we ship online every day, so we try to turn things around real quickly. That's where you can find us. Or just go to any of our social media pages, Damn Coolers. Link from LinkedIn to TikTok to IG, and then there's always a link there where you can go straight to our website.
Good deal, good deal. So Damn Coolers, DAMCOOLERS. Guys, make sure you go check out Damn Coolers. We thank our guest Femi for being on with us today and educating us about those products. We've we've been rocking these products for a while, but to hear your story about how these fantastic products came about and the drive to bring all of this to fruition, man, is definitely inspiring. And man, I'm definitely rooting for you, and we're gonna pull for you, and hopefully we can get you pushed over that top, man. So, guys, get out there and check out Damn Coolers. Before we get out of here, we're gonna go around the table right now, and we're gonna roll it out with my man Charlie. Charlie, where can everybody see you?
Everywhere you read CHARLIEMAVERIC on the socials and Maverick Barbecue. And as always, I'm in the Black Smoke Barbecue comments, just causing trouble.
You're doing a fine job with those comments there, sir. I just wanted to add that in there.
Appreciate it, man.
All right.
Try not to get in trouble.
All right, my man T. Where can everybody find you at, T?
TDub.BBQ on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. YouTube is TDub-BBQ. And Threads. I'm on Threads too.
Don't forget Threads. Hey, but you know what, T? We started to wrap up the show. And I know people out there that are listening, they're like, wait, hold up. We didn't get a tail from T. We didn't get T's tails.
Uh-oh.
So before we get to our man Jeff, I know you got like one little story for us because everybody has gone and they love hearing the story from T. So what you got for us right quick?
I don't have nothing new.
Come on,
that family
man.
reunion one. The family reunion one was pretty funny. So yeah, got the request to man the pit for family reunion, and everybody was like, "No, we got it." So cool. It's like they'll have somebody cook them off site, but when we get there, one of my wife's cousins, he had a grill. It was a vertical smoker, so it was in pieces, and I was like, okay, why do you have a grill? Because I thought it was going to be off site, and so he puts the grill together, but he puts it together wrong, and so it's three pieces. So the piece where the rack is supposed to go is actually at the bottom. And so he had us man it. So I'm looking, I'm like, something is wrong with this. And I was like, there's nowhere for the grates to go. Somebody decided to put some sticks on the side, actual sticks off the ground. And this was supposed to keep the grates on. So I'm looking, I'm just stunned, like, what's about to happen? So he drops it. Oh, and then the grate is wrapped in aluminum foil. So he puts it on there, drops it down. It's smothered and starts smoking. And so it's like, okay, we got to get this out. We got to get this out. Because at first they were just going to put it on top. And I'm like, there's no airflow. And I was like, it's loaded with charcoal. So if you put the meat on it, it's going to instantly burn. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, cool. So then we take a tongue to pull up the actual bowl with the charcoal was in, but it falls. And we're on leaves. So the leaves start smoking. And at this time, the prayer is about to start the grace. And so we have Uncle Al over there who's trying to say the grace, but he keeps seeing the smoke from the ground. And he's like, Father God. And now everybody's looking at us. And when somebody sees smoke or whatever, you got people coming over trying to help. And I'm just sitting there like, I knew it. But luckily we salvaged it. We were able to use paper because nobody had any gloves. We weren't prepared. But luckily we were able to get some paper, assemble the grill the right way, and then started smoking. And all this was for hot dogs and burgers.
No way in hell.
All this was hot dogs and burgers.
I could put it in my man.
As the day goes by, I realized that I didn't see any bottles of seasoning or anything. So it was just patties getting smoked. That's it. No type of flavor, nothing. And we almost had a fire at the park for some hot dogs and burgers.
Hot dogs and burgers. With that. And it had the hint of earth tones.
Yeah. Thankfully, the ground was a little damp because it rained a couple of days before, thankfully.
Yes, sir. Man, hey. That again is our boy T with T's Tales. All right, T. Love you, boy. Love you. All right, my man over there in Vegas, Jeff. What you got? Where can people find you, Jeff?
You can find me at Outdoors with Jeff. That's GEOFF on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. All
right. And I am the Dog Father. That's DAWGFATHAS BBQ. Find me on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, and the Threads. I'm officially old now. I'm saying the Threads.
The Threads.
So, but hey guys, thank you for joining us today. You've been listening to the Black Smoke Barbecue podcast, where again, barbecue is not only the code that we live by, but the culture we embody. Thank our guest, Femi, again from Damn Coolers, for coming to hang out with us tonight. Good luck with your trade show this weekend, sir. And we hope to be talking to you again very soon.
Thank you very much.
All right. Black Smoke Barbecue. We out.
Later.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye, guys.